If you enjoy being alone, there's a good chance you've been misunderstood. Maybe people have called you distant. Maybe they've asked, "Why don't you go out more?" or assumed you're lonely, antisocial, or missing out on life. In a world that constantly celebrates being busy, loud, and surrounded by others, choosing solitude can look strange. But here's what most people don't realize. Enjoying being alone is not a weakness, it's not a flaw, and it's definitely not something to fix. In many cases, it's a sign that you carry rare psychological strengths that not everyone develops. If you genuinely enjoy your own company, you probably have these 5 rare traits. Number 1. You have strong emotional independence. Psychology shows that people who are comfortable alone often have a secure internal foundation. They don't rely heavily on constant validation, attention, or reassurance from others to feel okay. Think about it. When you're alone, there's no applause. No one is praising you. No one is distracting you. It's just you and your thoughts, and you're still fine. Research on attachment and emotional regulation indicates that individuals who tolerate solitude well tend to regulate their emotions internally rather than outsourcing that regulation to other people. In simple terms, you don't panic when you're by yourself. You don't need noise to feel stable. While others may rush to fill silence with scrolling, texting, or background TV, you can sit in that quiet space and breathe. That's emotional independence. It doesn't mean you don't love people. It means your sense of self doesn't collapse without them. Number 2. You have high self-awareness. When you spend time alone, you inevitably spend time with your thoughts, and that can be uncomfortable for many people. Research indicates that solitude, when chosen intentionally, increases self-reflection and clarity. Without constant social input, your mind has room to process experiences, emotions, and patterns. You start noticing things like, why did that comment bother me? Why do I react this way in certain situations? What do I actually want, not what others expect from me? Someone who avoids being alone rarely asks these questions. They're too busy reacting to the outside world. But if you enjoy solitude, you've likely developed the ability to observe yourself. You can step back and analyze your own behavior instead of being controlled by it. That level of awareness is rare. It means you grow faster. You correct yourself faster. You understand your strengths and your triggers more clearly. Alone time becomes your mental reset button. Number 3. You think independently. When you're constantly surrounded by others, it's easy to absorb their opinions, their moods, their beliefs. Psychology shows that social environments strongly influence decision-making. We mirror behaviors, we adopt ideas, we conform more than we realize. But people who value solitude have more space to form their own conclusions. You're not always swept up in groupthink. You don't automatically chase trends just because everyone else is. You have time to sit with ideas and decide whether they align with your values. Maybe you've noticed this about yourself. You don't feel pressured to agree just to fit in. You don't mind having a different perspective. You'd rather be authentic than popular. That's not stubbornness. That's cognitive independence. And in a world full of noise and opinions, the ability to think for yourself is incredibly powerful. Number 4. You recharge deeply. There's a difference between being alone and feeling lonely. Loneliness feels draining. Chosen solitude feels restorative. Research on personality differences, especially introversion and stimulation sensitivity, suggests that some people process social interaction more intensely. It's not that they dislike people, it's that their nervous system needs recovery time afterward. If you enjoy being alone, you may notice that after social events, even good ones, you need space. Not because you're upset, but because your brain needs quiet to reset. During that alone time, your thoughts settle. Your energy returns. Your creativity starts flowing again. You come back sharper, clearer, more grounded. That ability to self-regulate your energy instead of constantly pushing yourself socially is a strength. It prevents burnout. It protects your mental clarity. You know when to step back, and that awareness keeps you balanced.
Number 5. You're comfortable with depth. Small talk doesn't always excite you.
Surface-level interaction can feel tiring, not because you're arrogant, but because your mind naturally gravitates toward meaning. Psychology suggests that people who are comfortable alone often have rich internal worlds. They imagine, analyze, reflect, and create internally. Their thoughts are layered. So when you're alone, you're not bored. You're exploring ideas, replaying conversations to understand them, imagining possibilities, connecting dots. You enjoy depth in conversations, in relationships, in learning. And that depth often intimidates people who live mostly on the surface. But here's the truth. The ability to be alone without feeling empty means you've built something solid inside yourself. You don't need constant distraction because your mind isn't a place you're trying to escape from. That's rare. Now, this doesn't mean isolation is always healthy. Humans still need connection. We are wired for belonging. But there's a powerful difference between needing others to complete you and choosing others to share your life with. If you enjoy being alone, it likely means you already feel whole. You're not running from people. You're not hiding. You're not broken. You simply understand that your relationship with yourself matters just as much as your relationships with others. And when someone builds that relationship, when they learn to enjoy their own company, they develop strength that can't easily be shaken. So if you've ever felt different for preferring a quiet evening over a crowded room, if you've ever been labeled distant when you were just recharging, if you've ever wondered whether something was wrong with you for loving your own space, there isn't. In fact, that comfort in solitude may be one of your greatest advantages. Take a moment and reflect. When you're alone, what do you discover about yourself? If this resonated with you and you want to explore more hidden strengths and personality insights like this, make sure you subscribe. There's a lot more about your mind that you probably haven't discovered yet. And sometimes, the traits you thought were weaknesses are actually your rarest strengths.